advancing, dancing to the pitch of the ball. And the traditional way of getting close to the ball, Carl, is still quite evident in T20 cricket, as exhibited here from Forrester. We've been told these days sometimes the batsmen, they try to get alongside the ball. But a lovely shot to that previous ball from Forrester.
And it seems to be the preferred shot on this ground. And again, the boundaries are short. Batters are quick to advance down the ground and hit straight. And if you hit straight, if you get to the pitch and you hit through the line, generally you do get good results. And we see Forrester taking full advantage.
So teams captained by Anand Churi and Stephen Ketwaru, the man who comes into strike, comes from Trinidad and Tobago. And Carl, during the course of this tournament, we've seen several players from Trinidad and Tobago making the trip. Earlier on, we would have seen the likes of Lendell Simmons and Riyad Emrit, Christopher Ramsaran. Oh, cut away. That's a good-looking shot from Stephen Ketwaru. And it's going up towards the cover boundary. The fielder will not get to that. And Ketwaru in very attacking mode. Take a look.
And up and over the head of the fielder, who made a valiant attempt. Thought he had a play on the ball initially, but in the end, just had to follow it into the boundary.
So 2 overs gone. It's 23 without loss. They're off to a quick start.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So they're off to a very good start. Pennsylvania Cavaliers haven't been sent in. They're off to 23, Carl. We've seen some big strikes from Winston Forrester that went into the parking lot. And we also saw some shots along the ground from Stephen Ketwaru.
Yes, Len, 1 CBTF maximum so far to Winston Forrester. 3 boundaries to Ketwaru. And so those are the balls that have gone beyond the boundary so far this morning. And
so Pujan Modi, who's part of phase 1, and Carl coming into phase 2. You've got to look at the players who played in phase 1 to give them a little bit of advantage coming into this phase 2. Pujan Modi is one of the players. There've been a lot of work going on to this tournament. The ground, the perimeters of this ground, beautifully decorated. Not many T20 tournaments around the United States, Carl, and you've traveled to quite a few. I'm pretty sure you got to be impressed with the arrangement. That's a good ball from Pujan Modi. Good bounce, good pace, and it goes through to the keeper. Take a look.
Just a very comfortable run up into the surface, and ball making good height off the track. So we believe that this, for the most part, this wicket will offer very true bounce, genuine bounce.
So big play and a miss, and the ball goes through to Dinesh Kumar, the keeper. So a couple of good balls there from Pujan Modi, Carl.
And yes, here he is again at just a comfortable run up to the wicket. And again, just finding a good spot on the surface and getting good bounce, good carry through to the keeper.
We saw during the course of phase 1 and even phase 2, the curators of the pitch sliding down the leg side, and another wide here from Pujan Modi. Pujan Modi has bowled a couple of wides, and Carl just coming back to the preparation of the pitch. Credits certainly will have to go to the groundsmen who really did a tremendous job to put things around. But Danny Khan, who was supervised and make sure that things were in place and lending his expertise. This one, he finds the outside edge. And it's a very fast outfield, and it runs away for 4. We'll probably take a look at this one. Forrester coming forward to a ball that may have eluded the bat. Take a look. And a good edge for 4.
Yeah, it certainly was a ball not in control, but in the end, it's effective. Vacant third man area, and so once it gets into that quick outfield, it's going to go.
Just to finish up on the ground, and so the likes of Danny Khan has really lent his expertise to this tournament, not only from a coordination of the umpires, which he has done around the country, but you know Danny Khan got involved with the state of the pitch, the upkeep of the pitch during the course of the 5-day Phase 1 project, and he's back again. And they get very early to the ground, sometimes 6, 7 o'clock to the ground, and just make sure that things are ready for a 10 o'clock start. All the matches, by the way, have really started on time. 30 without loss at the end of 3. Pennsylvania Cavaliers, they're off to a quick start, going 10 and over.
Opponent चाहे कितना भी strong हो, speed के आगे घुटने टेक देता है. इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com.
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो.
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
Welcome back to game number 3, Phase 2. And a beautiful setting here at Purchase College, Carl. You might have been impressed yesterday when you walked into the ground.
I had to say I was, Len. It was it almost looked like a ground you would see in international circles. Just spectacular outfield, the way the boundaries were organized, the perimeter of the playing facilities, the flags. It just made for just a tremendous presentation of a top cricket ground, and credits have to go to all the organizers and all those who made it possible for this ground to be in the impeccable form that it was.
It's a couple of good balls there from Bopati Krishna. His first over would have gone for 11. He started pretty well. A single and a dot. We've seen some top guns, top players around the United States made their way in this tournament in Phase 1, and a few big names are appearing again. He could scamper through. We'll wait for the signal from umpire Irfan. None comes, so that's a single off the bat of Winston Forrester. A good start here from Forrester and Ketwaru, Carl.
Yes, Len. In fact, they're going at just over 9 and over, so we're still in the power play, so still a good ways to go, but off to a decent enough start. Not spectacular by any means, but certainly quality on display already. And we've seen, just as we saw yesterday with good batting displays, we've already seen a good batting display so far.
Look at that smash down the ground on the offside, and Stephen Ketwaru, he's in a very aggressive mood. Take a look.
And ball hit straight. Usually, again, hitting down the ground, you can't go wrong at this particular ground. And batters have learned even from Phase 1 into Phase 2, can't go wrong hitting down the ground. And again, short boundaries going straight. If you go towards the extra cover area for a right-hander, it's a little bit more depth there, but still, batters have been able to find that area with great regularity and have scored a lot of scoring shots or scoring runs coming through that area.
So ball cut away. More runs there for Katwaru. And he picks up consecutive boundaries off the bowling of Krishna.
And just well balanced ball, short and with an offer. Just leaning back and just steering it, guiding it through the backward point area. And that's the quality of Katwaru. And again, fielders just retrieving the balls here. Ketwaru, a 360 player, and again, his quality on display has moved along quite quickly as the scores are up already into the 40s, and so good start for these two.
Yeah, you can see on your board there, quite a quick start. They're up to 40. They're going at 10, over 10 runs and over. And Stephen Ketwaru has really come out here. He's had a good phase one series. Got a 40 plus in the opening game, I recall. And Bopati Krishna under some bit of pressure. Good comeback delivery, but good running also. And that will close out. Over number 4, still going at 10 runs and over, is 41 without loss.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast? भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
ऐसे मत लेट किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
रही है.
रखूँ. हाँ.
बेबी की चिट चैट 3 minutes में impossible. मगर MTR का 3 minute उपमा, just add hot water, mix, cover और 3 minutes में ready. MTR 3 minute breakfast, India का breakfast.
So at 41 without loss, first bowling change, Carl. Suprabath ready. Comes into the attack.
And he'll pick up where Pujan Modi left off. Modi 2 overs none for 19, and Bopati 2 overs none for 22, and so he comes in at a crucial point here, trying to to break this partnership, this opening stand. Opening stand off to a good start so far, and Carolina Eagles looking for a breakthrough.
So Reddy starts with a wide, and he's given up 3 runs here for the Pennsylvania Cavaliers, having been sent in. They're off to a quick start. And you look at your card there, they're up to 42 with Ketwaru and Forrester going solid at the moment.
And that they are. And Suprabath, not the best of starts, but you would think he will find the line soon. And again, he concedes a wide here. So, inauspicious beginning for him. And again, you might expect it, 1 or 2 being a little bit wayward when you just start as a bowler. But in T20, you have to get it right soon, and he goes down the leg side this time for another wide. And so already 3 times he's run up to the wicket line, yet to register a legal delivery.
Yeah, Ketwaru, a couple of balls way outside the off stump, and now one going down the leg side.
And this type of wayward bowling can sometimes throw the batsman off in terms of generating rhythm.
So Dinesh Kumar is the wicketkeeper. And they'll tell you, Carl, that if you're probably bowling a wide, maybe keep it on the offside so the wicketkeeper has a lot more better vision in getting to a ball outside the off stump, a wide delivery, but he goes down the leg side, and of course one of the things that will happen, he's shadowed by the batsman.
The batsman can lose his line of vision on the ball, all the way through.
So Reddy has settled into a better line at the moment in the last two balls. I remember a couple of weeks ago we played a match. Against Reddy. He plays in the Millennium League, and Mato and I were on a team. Also a good friend here, Sandeep Singh, actually. Played in Millennium League on Saturdays before the USPL. But now comes the USPL and all that is gone for now.
And I might have to ask, how did you guys perform?
Well, we'll leave that up for Sandeep. So ball tugged away into the onside. Gonna run away for 4. This is a very fast outfield. It's faster than phase 1. And of course, we're in July. Take a look at that, Carl.
See short delivery and just getting on top of the bounce and pulling it behind square. Easy pickings. Then it brings up to 50 inside over number 5. So 50 comes up for the Pennsylvania Cavaliers.
Yes, Carl. Just coming back to the meeting between Sandeep and I. We had spoken over the phone. We have texted each other, and then we got to New Jersey. I'm playing against Sandeep. We don't know each other, but we were playing in a game in which sometimes we have to yell our name to the scorer. So when I yelled my name, oh, Lenny, he comes down. He was batting, and he comes down. He said, "Are you the Lenny, the commentator?" I said, "Are you Sandeep?" And that's how we met. Quite a coincidence. Couple of runs here for Stephen Ketwaru. He's batting well. And look at that. You look at your scoreboard. They're up to 52 in just about 5 overs. This is a very good start from the Pennsylvania Cavaliers.
Yes, Len, and seemingly par for the power play overs. We've seen similar scores here yesterday in both games. That said, we've also seen teams put up in excess of 180, which we were surmising might have been par score in phase 1. I believe that has certainly changed for phase 2, where we saw one team, as I mentioned, easily chase down 198, and another team post over 200 runs. So you would think the Pennsylvania Cavaliers would be thinking of a total in the range of 200 or better as the over comes to an end. 5 done. It's 52 for none.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So welcome back, and we welcome Matt into the comm box. Matt, welcome to match number 3. Welcome to match number 3, and this is a good start here from Penn Cavaliers. You look at the card, they're 52 without loss. Welcome.
Yeah, fine start here for the Pennsylvania Cavaliers. Winston Forrester and Stephen Katoru have done no wrong so far. Katoru especially, 30 of just 13 deliveries. As we see Rishikesh Amin come into the attack for the Carolina Eagles.
So bold. So Winston Forrester loses his leg stump. Let's take a look at this. First ball from Amin. Oh, played on. Ball hits the off stump. And that's the end of Forrester. So it's 52 for 1. Good start here from Amin.
Yeah, good start indeed. And Winston Forrester looking for that sweep shot. In the end, just playing on. But finally, the partnership is broken. Rishikesh Amin, the man who affects the dismissal. And now a moment here for the Carolina Eagles, who think to get back into this game. They were looking for a wicket. They've got a wicket now. And now it's their moment, you think, to put a little bit of pressure on the Pennsylvania Cavaliers. They were off to a good start, but they've lost Winston Forrester.
So it appears, is that Danish Patel who's coming to the middle? We'll confirm that if he is. He's a top quality player. We've seen him getting runs in phase 1.
Danish Patel indeed would have gotten a 90 in the phase 1. And was one of the standout players in the phase 1 stage. Was very impressed. It was the first time seeing him in action. And he definitely looks like a player with lots of potential.
Yes, Matt, and I'll allow you to gather your thoughts. We've seen a lot of players we haven't seen during the course of so much cricket played on the eastern seaboard of the United States. Prajapati comes to mind. And Danish Patel, he's another player that probably will have to be thankful for the platform that USPL has allowed him to. Sumit Serawat is another player that really exploded onto the scene in this tournament. Prajapati, Sumit Serawat, Danish Patel. The man on your screen, he's one of them. And he gets off the mark. Another player that has made a name for himself in a couple of tournaments like this, Mario Laban. And I'm surprised Mario Laban has not been picked to go on for greater things, but he's a top player. We will see him a little bit later on. Good fast bowler. Amin is bowling a tidy over so far.
Yeah, it's really good as to what the USPL has done. It's given players a very big platform to express it and to show what they're made of. We saw Ijaz Safi in phase 1. A local lad right from the Westchester area. He got the most wickets in the phase 1 competition for the Florida Sharks.
Yeah, you're right on that. And Matt, also we've seen the regulars doing well. Raj Nanan, MVP of the series. We saw Javan Seals having a very good final. And so mixing some of the unknown with some of the big players, the known name. This has been a very good over here from Amin. So 6 over comes to a close. The power play done and dusted. It's 53 for 1.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
Ravish Kanchi comes into the attack. Out of the New York area, Ravish Kanchi comes from one of the top franchises in the New York area as of late, Game Changers. A side filled with local New York talent, the likes of Jaladua, Imran Raja, Umar Farouk, some of the biggest ball beaters in the New York area. Ravish Kanchi plays for that side.
Yeah, we saw Jaladua creating some bit of USPL history. The first batsman. Oh, this one into the offside. He's given the man a chance. Gone. So that's the end of Danish Patel. And he doesn't last long today, Matt. He's gone. It's 53 for 2. Take a look.
That is a massive wicket. Big moment in the game for sure. Danish Patel, one of the better batsmen in this side, has gone for just 1 on the board. And Ravish Kanchi, his first game in the USPL for him. And he picks up a wicket in his first ball. Can't ask for anything better. Danish Patel walking back for just the 1 on the board. Pennsylvania Cavaliers lose their second.
Look like foddered in. Looks like Assad Fodadin, the former West Indies player. We'll get that confirmation, but when you've seen these guys play from time to time, you know by the way they walk. So Assad Fodadin, former West Indies and Talawa player, comes to the middle. And he's a top quality competitor, Matt. Good all-rounder is Fodadin. And you've seen him so many times. He brings to this team a lot of strength. And he comes in here with them losing the wicket of Danish Patel and Winston Forrester. We saw a wicket apiece from Kanchi, who's bowling now, and we also saw one from Rushi Amin. It's a couple of strikes within the last 6 balls or so. Has really pushed them back a little bit. So Assad Fodadin comes out to the middle. Former West Indies player. So ball played into the onside. Easy single here for Fodadin. And Fodadin, Matt, you may not know, but comes from sort of like a cricketing family. His brother also played for Guyana. Abdul Fodadin played first class for Guyana, but it's Assad Fodadin who's played at the highest level, and he's a top class competitor.
Yeah, he is Assad Fodadin at all levels of the game. Consistent performer in the United States. Player with lots of CPL experience as well with the Talawas and the Amazon Warriors. And a lot of the times we see these high expectation players, like these CPL players, they come to the US and they don't do as well as you'd think. Assad Fodadin is definitely a player that comes in, gives a lot of effort, has a lot of pride in his game wherever he goes.
Yeah, and the fact is he can bowl, he can give you a very good 4 overs in T20 cricket. And he comes in here, still a long way to go, 80 balls. Oh, he's driving a little bit upish. He loses the man a short extra cover. Fielder runs around, appears to be Rushikesh Amin. Loses the cap in the process. It's better for the fielder to lose their cap. Have you seen some chases in which the fielder loses their shoe?
I'm sure that wouldn't be ideal.
Well, I've seen that. And time to time you'll see batsmen running in the middle mat and they'll lose their pad. Have you seen that too?
I haven't seen that.
So 7 overs gone, 57 for 2.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
इतनी बार बोला है, ऐसे मत लेट
So
किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
रही है.
रखूँ. हाँ.
बेबी की चिट चैट 3 minutes में इम्पॉसिबल. मगर MTR का 3 minute उपमा जस्ट ऐड हॉट वाटर, मिक्स, कवर और 3 minutes में रेडी. MTR 3 minute breakfast, इंडिया का ब्रेकफास्ट.
To the attack. So seeing another bowling change here. Not sticking with Rishi Yamin, surprisingly. We bowled 1 over 1 for 1. Just looking to change things up, keep things unpredictable. Anand Churi, I believe he's the captain. He is. So takes the ball at 57 for 2 at the end of 7 overs. Still not bad for the Cavaliers, going at over 8. But they've lost a couple of wickets now at Forrester and Danish gone. Still batting support though at Katwaru and Fodadin out in the middle. And you've still got the likes of Ehad Malik and Mario Laban. We know he can strike the ball and strike it well.
So we're seeing a contrasting play here from Stephen Katwaru. We saw him getting very quickly off the blocks. But it's funny how the game plays, and now outside of the power plays, he is really slowed up. Well, that's not a slowing up shot. Gets a single, a bit of deflection. They'll come back for a couple of runs. And that's how tight T20 games play a little bit of fumble, and the batsman will seize the opportunity to come back for 2. That's good running.
Yeah, good awareness as well. Rishi Amin not picking up cleanly and allowing for another run.
So good. The spinners have done well, Matt. Amin, we've seen him bowling very tight. We saw a very quality over from Ravish Kanchi. And now we're watching the operation of Anand Churi. So the spinners have really come into their own. Earlier on, we saw Krishna and Modi. And we also saw briefly Reddy. But it's the spinners who have really checked the scoring rate so far.
Yeah, and it's been Kanchi and Rishi who have gotten the wickets so far. So spin doing the job here for the Eagles. Probably why Anand Churi has decided now is a good time to bring himself into the attack. This one
And
guided
this
down.
track, this one eludes the fielder. Very good effort from the fielder. I can't blame him. The ball, of course, when it comes off the slice of the bat, there's spin involved in a ball when you're fielding. And I think that fielder might have been beaten by the spin of the ball. So Katwaru comes into strike, a man with CPL experience, having played first class for Trinidad and Tobago. And I think we're missing a very big stat for him. He has represented the West Indies at the junior level. And would have played for the West Indies at the World Cup in 2012. He might have played at the same time when the likes of Keon Joseph, a player who played in this tournament in Phase 1, might have played. And so Stephen Ketwaru, he's been around junior cricket in the West Indies for some time. But we're watching Fodadin, another player who came through the West Indies junior ranks and who would have played at the international level at one point. So things are on the way here, 62-63 at the end of 8. And that's the latest score here at Purchase College Ground. A very well put together tournament, and this is the USPL.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
Kanchi continues 1 over for 4 and the wicket of Danish Patel. And he starts well here with a good delivery to Asad Fudadin. Carolina Eagles have done very well to push this game. Fudadin goes big, cries of catch it. And it's over the head of Superbat Reddy. If it clears Superbat Reddy, you know it's a good hit.
Yeah, big strike here. Take a look at that in the 6th hitting region of this ground. And Fodadin goes aerial. He knows the dimension. And you're right on that. If Subrapat Reddy cannot reach that one, no one else will. And that's gone for a CBT F6. In fact, it's gone for 4, sorry.
Yeah, and he was just in a little bit too much there with Superbat Reddy. And then Ian had to backpedal a little bit, but just getting one bounce for 4. Maybe had he been on the rope, he would have been quite a simple catch because Superbat Reddy is probably one of the tallest men out there. So anything in that area, you'll have to really hit it well.
Are we still going to hold Danny Khan that if somebody clears this building, he gives them $1,000? Is that bet still on?
Very hard task to achieve. And that's probably why Danny Khan has made it 1,000.
Yeah, Matt, we saw Rajdeep Darbar. You see the player Sumit Serawat and Neil Patel targeted this building in Phase 1.
Well, Rajdeep Darbar targeted the combox more than he did the building. Maybe about 3 or 4 sixes he hit in that innings of his. I think he got 83 in that game. Lots of those were targeted at the combox.
So 9 overs gone is 69 for 2. The Pennsylvania Cavaliers haven't been sent in. 69 for 2.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
Stephen Ketwaru out in the middle there.
Katwaru has really slowed things down since the end of the power play. Hasn't been able to keep the foot on the gas as of late. Spin has really stifled him.
Yeah, you're right on that. We haven't seen him the same flowing batsman that we saw from overs number 1 to 3, in which he propelled them off to a very good start, but there's still a long way left.
Yeah, and we saw yesterday what batting deep looks like from Kevin Stout. Hung in there till the very end, or at least as long as you'd want him to. Ended up getting 50 plus in that game, and it shows how much time there is in a T20 game. So a player like Stephen Katwaru has done well to get them off to the start that they needed in the power play. And so far, although not going at the same scoring rate, has hung in there. He's on 37. 62 deliveries to go. And once you've got a set man there, the further he goes on, the more he's likely to get that scoring rate up and running again. So I'm sure the Pennsylvania Cavaliers will want Stephen Katwaru to stick around as long as possible. And they won't mind him slowing up just a little bit at this stage.
So this has been a quality set of balls here from Anand Churi. In fact, a quality over comes to an end. An over that's only conceded 1. And at the end of 10, is 70 for 2. When we come back, Carl Bennett will come back into the box. But that's the latest score here. Penn Cavaliers haven't been sent in. They're batting at 70 for 2.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay
We've
ahead.
seen very good spin bowling. They have stifled the scoring so far, but this one is in the air. Fielder comes around. Oh, he's taking the catch. And Katwaru finally goes, is 70 for 3.
So, ball flighted and comfortable catch taken in the end, actually. And so, another wicket falls here. And Carolina Eagles trying to position themselves here to put themselves in a strong position to restrict the Pennsylvania Cavaliers. And a very, very good bowling effort by the slow bowlers, paying dividends here. We're midway through the innings for the Pennsylvania Cavaliers, 70 for 3 at this juncture.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
ऐसे मत लीड
So
किया करो।
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारी ट्रीट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
रही है।
रखूँ. हाँ.
बेबी की चिट चैट 3 minutes में इम्पॉसिबल, मगर MTR का 3 minute उपमा जस्ट ऐड हॉट वाटर, मिक्स, कवर और 3 minutes में रेडी. MTR 3 minute breakfast, इंडिया का ब्रेकफास्ट.
I'm not sure. He's not giving me a chance to see. be Malik?
I'm pretty sure it's a HUD. Can I see the... Is that... I'm pretty sure it's a HUD. But maybe his name is not in there?
So a couple of runs to further in. Malik comes into the middle.
Is it there?
A player, very popular, good quality player. He's a wicketkeeper by trade, but he's a top-class, top-order batsman. So he comes in to strike. We've seen a very good over here from Ravish Kanchi. Kanchi has picked up 2 so far, Carl, bowling at 2 for 13. Very impressive.
Really, really good effort from Kanchi. And again, we've seen the slow bowlers inflict some bit of damage and have really stifled the Pennsylvania Cavaliers batters. Have managed to pull things back quite a bit. They were at one stage going better than 10 and over.
So Malik comes in to strike. This is a player with some bit of IPL experience in the past. And he's batting with Asad Fodadin. 3 test matches for this man. Asad Fodadin at the non-striker end. Malik goes into the deep, and that's a good-looking shot. 1 bounce, and that has gone away for 4. Commanding shot to begin things here for Ahad Malik. 11 gone. Take a look.
Finds the gap exquisitely right in the middle of where the fielders would be at extra cover and long off. Picks up a boundary for the effort.
You had that 4?
So the action continues as Anand Churi continues to stifle the batters here. In fact, so said, so done. Assad put it in, goes upstairs. And again, we've seen that hitting down the ground is one of the more effective shots here. And he hits this cleanly out of the screws and a long way into the distance.
Yeah, big shot there from Asad Fodadin. He's a very good player. He's a class player. And he picks up a CBTF maximum. That's a good-looking shot from the former West Indies left-hander.
And Anand Churi just deciding to go flatter with that delivery. So having been taken out of the ground, deciding not to loop the ball as much, not to have the ball carry up above the eye line of the batsman. And so we've seen that when the ball is full or on the fullish side, batters have looked to go down the ground. And so Anand Churi responding by just pulling his length back a bit.
So we've got exactly 50 balls still remaining here. Malik and Fodadin out in the middle. So ball into the onside. We've seen this man taking several catches.
That is Bopati again on the run this time. And so Malik has to go well taken as you see him running in here because he comes into your picture now and scoops it. Well taken, well judged in the end. He had to run a long way. And the 4th wicket falls here for Pennsylvania Cavaliers.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी कुछ नहीं
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
ब्रेकफास्ट भूल गया कर लूंगा
इतनी बार बोला है, ऐसे मत
So 3 minutes. Okay. Baby
रही
रखो. हाँ.
बेबी की चिट-चैट 3 मिनट्स में इम्पॉसिबल. मगर MTR का 3 मिनट उपमा जस्ट ऐड हॉट वाटर, मिक्स, कवर और 3 मिनट्स में रेडी. MTR 3 मिनट ब्रेकफास्ट, इंडिया का ब्रेकफास्ट.
So Sujit Parbatani comes to the middle, but further in on strike, batsman would have crossed. And the fact is, Carl, come October the 1st, no crossing of the batsman while the ball is in the air. And so had this been after October, we would have seen Sujit facing the first ball. For Fodden gets another single, and that completes 12. It's 85 for 4. So cricket continues. 83 for 4. Fodden and Sujit Parbatani, the two batters out in the middle. Kanchi continues. Kanchi has bowled well, 2 for 17 so far.
And he has looked the part, Kanchi. In fact, as we've said, has really shared in a good partnership, bowling, a partnership with his captain, Anand Churi. And so really has contributed here for the Carolina Eagles.
So Parbatani gets ready to face his first ball. And Carl, the Carolina Eagles have to really credit Bopati Krishna for taking 3 well-judged catch in the offside.
And
everything that has gone up there, the man has been perfect so far.
Yes, Len, and that's not easy to do, as he, on the last occasion, he had to run a long way. And then we saw him also take one that was effectively a shoestringer. And very, very safe pair of hands. Been very effective in that position at deep extra cover.
So this has been another good over here from Ravish Kanchi. Continues to bowl well. An over that has conceded 1, make that 2 now. In fact, they'll come back for 3. So a couple of runs there off the bat of Sujit Parbatani.
And surprising, Len, perhaps, that that the captain has elected to bowl Kanchi out at this juncture. This is his final over, so being bowled straight through. That said, he's been that effective that it probably makes sense, if you're going well, to continue. And he's picked up a couple of wickets here. And then if he's able to dislodge another before his spell is completed, they would have scored a coup. And so that's the end of the over. A good one from Kanchi. His spell comes to an end. 4 overs, no more than 2 for 18. And so at the end of 13, it's 86 for 4.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता. इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com.
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो.
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So welcome back. We've got 42 balls still to be bowled. The captain, Anand Churi, will come into bowl to Fodden. Fodden has batted extremely well.
And so the captain also choosing to bowl himself, bowl his entire complement of overs here, Len. As he comes back for number 4. And
yeah, the spin has really worked for them. We've seen since the introduction of spin, Rushikesh Amin, Ravish Kanchi, and now the captain Anand Churi. They have really kept things tight, and they're bowling to Asad Fodadin, a quality player.
And at one stage, Len, the Pennsylvania Cavaliers were going at better than 10 and over after the power play. They were in that 10-run region, and since then we've seen that run rate steadily decline to where now they're just going at better than 6 and over. So effective bowling by the three slow bowlers in the middle have really pegged things back.
Yes, Carl, you're right on that. From 10 runs and over to 6.5 in the 14th over. This is very good bowling from the spinners.
So Fodadin can only pick up one here. And again, the quality bowling of Fodadin, of Anand Churi continue as Fodadin only able to pick up one. And so now 87 runs on the board with 38 deliveries remaining. Where will that run projection land? That's the question to be answered. And an effective bowling spell will come to an end here. As Fodadin goes big to end it. In fact, Sujit goes big to end it. And what a strike. We'll see it here. A CBTF maximum going upstairs and over into the parking lot area. And so that will close out the spell for Anand Churi. Perhaps not the ending he would have liked. 87 and 93 for 4 at the end of 14.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
ऐसे मत लेट किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
रही है.
रखूँ. हाँ.
बेबी की चिट चैट 3 minutes में इम्पॉसिबल. मगर MTR का 3 minute उपमा जस्ट ऐड हॉट वाटर, मिक्स, कवर और 3 minutes में रेडी. MTR 3 minute breakfast, इंडिया का ब्रेकफास्ट.
So Ronak Sharma, he would have captained this unit, Carolina Eagles, in phase 1. He's a top quality player, Carl. He's one of the best in this country.
And
probably you would have seen him play in several tournaments across the US. Won a game for them, Carolina Eagles. We were talking about batters who struck this building very high up. Ronak Sharma was one of that player that went several times in the parking lot.
He starts with a wide. We've seen batters, bowlers, when they come to the middle and they start their spell, they generally give away 1 or 2 freebies, and Ronak Sharma no exception.
Carl, Ronak Sharma comes into this tournament as some of the big name players, the likes of Unmuk Chan, who would have represented India at the under 19 level, players like Milind Kumar. He comes in the same category. Ronak Sharma, he's a quality player, and we've seen him in phase 1, won a game single-handedly, him along with Hiren Patel. And so this man is a big talent. He's a quality leg spinner. And he's an explosive right-hand batsman, so a lot is expected of Ronak Sharma in phase 2.
That perhaps explains why Anand Churi, the captain, elected to bowl himself completely through, as well as Kanchi, knowing he had the trump card, Ronak Sharma, in his arsenal, still yet to be deployed. And so now Sharma unleashed. And he's off to a good start. Sends the wide at the outset. He has come back with a couple of quality deliveries here. Again, continuing where the slow bowlers before him left off.
So Fodadin fighting his way through. Fodadin comes from Berbice in Guyana. And he comes out of a club that has produced quite a few West Indian players. Comes out of Albion, the club that has really produced Veerasamy Permaul, Gudakesh Moti with the West Indies team now. In the earlier days, Sushiv Narayan, Leonard Bachan, some of the other older players. Fodderton comes from that club, Albion.
So, seemingly rich in cricketing pedigree.
Along with Port Morant in the Berbice area of Guyana, has supplemented Guyana and the West Indies over the years with some top players. Fodderton is one of those who's come from that club. 5 in this over so far. This has been a quality over from Ranak Sharma.
It's bowled a couple of wides then, but other than that, has been good. This is in the air. Scream of catch it, and it won't be caught. As the long on had to run a long way in. And in the end, it lands well short. So another single, but again, the good bowling of Sharma on display.
So they're very close up to 100. They got their first 50 in just about the 5th over. And now they've taken some time to get to that 3-figure mark. It will happen any minute now. But we'll have to wait for that when play continues. So 15 overs gone. It's 99 for 4.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So welcome back, Matt. You're here to call the 100 that will come up probably for Pennsylvania Cavaliers. I'm pretty sure they'll get to that as Armin comes back into the attack. How good have been these spinners?
They've done very well. Kanchi 4 overs, 2 for 20. Churi 4 overs, 1 for 22. Ronak Sham 1 for 6. And Rishi Amin, I'm surprised we didn't see him again earlier. 1 over, 1 for 1.
Comes now. So Armin has been given the ball.
Could be making a case here that maybe the next 5 overs we could see a lot of spin, which we don't normally see around the death overs, but if it's working, I don't see why you'd go back to pace.
Yeah, Pujan Modi, and we saw Pujan Modi and Krishna providing some bit of seam and fast bowling at the top of the order. But they have turned to men like these, Rishikesh Amin. And that's a quality start. Parbatani can't do much with a ball like that. Oh, into the onside. Gets a single out towards the fielder. Oh, they come back for a couple of runs. We made the point, if you're feeling in it deep, the minute you fumble in T20 matches, you're going to be put under pressure. They'll come back for a couple of runs.
100 up as well. And in that case, you're right on that one. Any bit of fumble, we saw Rishi Amin fumble one earlier that they did come back for a couple of runs. So T20 is a game where the running is very important and the communication as well. And any slight fumble, the batsers will take you on. So good over here from Amin. Just the 2 off it so far. Single. Oh, now they're going to push for 2 again here. And yeah, putting pressure on the fielders now here are the Penn Cavaliers because the boundaries are a bit tough to come by. So the next best thing is to try and push for those quick 1s and 2s, and they're doing that.
Yeah, you're right on that. And how much pressure is on a fielder when he looks up and he sees batsmen are running aggressively, Matt. Do that give you that added pressure to make mistakes?
It does, and we're seeing it here. Couple of fumbles and misfield here by the Carolina Eagles. resulting in a couple of additional runs. And in the shorter formats of the game, a couple of runs can be a lot.
Will they challenge for two? In fact, they'll settle for one. You can see the amble of Fadadin and Sujit. It's 104. Take a look at the Carolina Eagles. That's their lineup, led by Anand Churi. And there you go. That's their squad for the tournament. And Matt, as we watch Fadadin and Sujit out in the middle, I'll tell you of a batsman who I would want to see bat a little bit more and give him a few more balls. And that's the fast bowler, Mario Laban. He's a lot better than a lot of teams are putting him to bat at 10 and 11. We'll talk about that when play resumes. It's 105 for 4.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
ऐसे मत लेट किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारी ट्रीट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
रही है.
रखो. हाँ.
बेबी की चिट-चैट 3 minutes में? Impossible. मगर MTR का 3-minute उपमा. Just add hot water, mix, cover और 3 minutes में ready. MTR 3-minute breakfast. India का breakfast.
So it appears Ranak Sharma comes back for his second over. Bowled a very good first one, Matt, and over that only conceded some 6 runs. And we'll come into bowl to Asad Fadadin, former West Indies Test player, 3 Test matches. And he comes in here with 24 balls remaining, and I'm coming back to Mario Laban if he gets a chance to bat. And I think because he's been tagged with the... Oh, chance of a run out. This will be an easy one in the end. Where is Sujit running to go? Take a look.
Horrible miscommunication there. Where is Sujit going? Fadadin never looked interested in a run there. And in the end, it's resulted in both batsmen ending up on the same end. So Sujit Parbatani is the man that has to depart. He goes. It's 105 for 5 now.
So Mario Laban, it appears, we'll confirm that if it's him, and I'm pretty sure it is. The imposing figure of Mario Laban comes to the middle. So the fast bowler comes to the middle, and I made the point, Matt, we would have seen him in the PSL of USA. Carl and I did a game in the final, and we were kind of perplexed as to why he batted at 10 or 11 in that game when he exhibited some technique that would have been suited at the top order. This one is cut away, and the spin of the ball again has tricked the fielder. And Fadadin will pick up a couple of runs. Runs are hard to come by at this juncture of the game. And Fadadin picks up 2.
Fadadin has played a good hand. 27 of 30 deliveries. Strike rate 25 rather of 28. Strike rate not the best. But with 22 deliveries remaining and with Fadadin there, the longer he stays in, that strike rate will definitely go up for sure. Batters always look to target the final 4 or 5 overs of a game. Hammered down the ground for just a single. Laban comes on to strike for the first time.
So 21 balls remaining. Laban and Fadadin out in the middle. We've seen very tidy spin bowling here from Ranak Sharma, the man bowling now, Anand Churi, Ravish Kanchi. Kanchi has been very good, very disciplined. And I get the feeling Amin will be used. Like you mentioned, Matt, we could see spin closing out things. They're gonna come through for one. Good running, good call here from Asad Fadadin, realizing the next best thing and not going for the boundary is to get runs on the interior. Good running.
Sure, they'll be targeting 150 here, the Penn Cavaliers with Fodderden and Laban. Perhaps even more if they really get going. Another bit of a fumble in the field, allowing for a single. But runner ball will get them about 130.
So Laban comes into strike. It's 110 for 5. You can see that on your screen. We're in the latter stages of the 17th over. This has been another good one here from Ranak Sharma. Doesn't time it well. Oh, another fumble. And I'm surprised that Fodderden and Laban didn't take on running the quick one, running the first one quick and ready for any fumble. So that completes over number 17. And after 17, it's 111 for 5.
All right, so we're back with the action. We're back for the run chase. And Mohammed Asif starts for the Pennsylvania Cavaliers. And the opening batters, Dinesh Kumar and Aryan Singh. And Aryan Singh will be the man on strike. So 155 posted by the Pennsylvania Cavaliers when they batted. And so we're back for the run chase. Promises to be an interesting one, Len. This is one that I might qualify as a tricky chase.
Yes, Carl, and you're watching Mohammed Asif. He's played at the international level, and so he comes in here with a wealth of experience.
So starts with a few dots here. Does Asif.
So we're in the first over. Very good start here from Mohammed Asif. Aryan Singh. And a strike and a big play and a miss. So good quality. The experience of Mohammed Asif comes into play here, Carl. Still a long way to go, 156.
And he has really started well. Has found his spot. Has found his spot on the track. And so far has hit that spot consistently. And the batsman, Aryan Singh, has yet to get caught up. This time he will get off the mark here. It takes 5 deliveries to get there, but he's finally off the mark. And so the Carolina Eagles are up and running. It's 1-0.
So DK comes into strike for the first time. We saw him as the wicketkeeper. And so they require 8 runs and over. So we'll update you on the scores as our scores are trying to get back on track. There's 1 on the board, 1 without loss. And you're watching a man who has played at the international level. We've seen a couple of players here, Carl. That's a ball that has climbed, that has gone through to Ketwaru.
And what a carry, what carry off the surface. And again, when you're seeing a fast bowler running in and firing the leather and it's flying off the surface like that, Len, it's a joy to watch. It's a beauty to watch. And so as Mohammed Asif gives way, we'll see another quickie here in the form of Mario Laban. Mario Laban coming out of the island of Jamaica. A very, very capable bowler, has a lot of speed. And the question is, will these batters be equal to the task here against Laban? Or will they like the pace on? Some batters do like the ball coming onto the bat. They like the feel of the ball on the blade. And again, hitting straight down the ground or using the pace against these bowlers would be quite an effective strategy on this very quick outfield here at SUNY Purchase.
Yes, Carl, we saw some very good fast bowling in phase 1. We saw the likes of Jesse Singh, Stephen Wigg, Keon Joseph. Laban was in that squad, or part of that phase, and he comes in here having bowled on this track already. He knows the bunks. Very tall man. You could tell how tall he is. Uniforms don't really do justice to the length of the man. Taking on the protective gear.
One off the helmet there, Len. In fact, and the batter is running, but now a mix-up. And in fact, when you think about this, then he takes one off the badge of the helmet there. And generally they check the batsman to see that the batsman is in fact okay. has to go through that concussion protocol, so to speak. Not sure how they do that in local cricket.
So from the signal from the umpire, the batter may have gotten a glove to it. In fact, now comes the signal from umpire Irfan. So leg by is the determination. So yeah, he may have come off the helmet.
Looks like he hit him square on the badge there, Len. And Mario Laban running in. And as a fast bowler, you would relish a surface like this where you can run in and fire the leather. And Mario Laban is running in and letting it fly. And so far, neither batter up to the task just yet against either Mohamed Asif or Mario Laban. He's only bowled a couple of deliveries here, so the battle is on.
And Carl just coming back to a ball that hits the helmet, and we cleared this up in the last phase. Brian Kane had provided us some knowledge as to why a leg by cannot be signaled wide, even if a leg by cannot go for 6, even if it comes off the helmet and flies all the way over the ropes. And we've been told by Brian Kane.
That's umpire Brian Kane referring to.
Yes,
presumably.
umpire Brian Kane. We were told that you cannot get a 6 for a shot that has not come off the bat. So it will be signal 4. Speaking of 4, this one could go. And that's a good strike from DK. Dinesh Kumar, he picks up a boundary. And that's a good looking strike. Take a look.
And he was on top of the bounce and hit it well. And again, we've seen runs scoring down the ground. And he was there. Didn't seem like he caught up to the ball as well as he would have liked, but hit it well enough that it goes down the ground towards long on. And one bounce into the boundary. So good comeback from Dinesh Kumar. He's up and running.
Yes, Carl. So just to finish up there, so the ball, even if it comes off the helmet and flies over the boundary here, it will be signal 4. So 4 leg bys. But we also made the point that, and we agreed on, that you can still get 6. You can still get 6 leg bys, and that is run 2, and then somebody overthrows or something like that, and then you
goes to the boundary.
Yeah. So, but certainly not from 1 strike. So that we cleared up. Here is Laban, runs into ball to Dinesh Kumar. And Kumar allows one that goes outside the off stump, and it goes through to Ketwaru, top quality keeper. Was kept for the West Indies at the junior level. And so a good man to have behind the sticks.
And he's well behind the sticks here to a marauding Mario Laban, who is running in and firing the leather. And so far, it's been the Laban and Asif show. Only 6 on the board with 1 delivery remaining here in over number 2. And that will complete the over then. 5 runs from it. It's 6 for none after 2.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है. इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com.
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो.
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
Aryan Singh has has been quite culpable of just swinging the bat with sort of like no momentum and certainly no plan. And we've seen every time Laban and Mohamed Asif operating now has really flight past his edge. Ah, there we go again. So he has played one shot to all the balls delivered by Mario Laban and Mohamed Asif to no effect at all.
I think both bowlers have figured out a weakness in his technique, seeming to just push the front foot just down the track and then just let the hands follow, and not seemingly on top of the bounce or in behind the deliveries. And often when that is happening, Len, you tend to bolster the offside, and now you see Mohamed Asif doing it, where he's pulling his third man up inside the circle. And so perhaps a change of strategy here, as maybe looking to go short here against Aryan Singh.
Yeah, Aryan Singh has struggled so far. Some top quality fast bowling. We've got to be fair with that.
He does go back of a length, and this time, and he's gone. Oh my word. Just looking to get off strike, and the fielder coming in there, direct hit, and that is the end of Dinesh Kumar, as he has to go, and he's brilliantly run out. It's now 6 for 1.
Yeah, I think Dinesh Kumar has paid the price for Aryan Singh, who's been stuck playing one set of shot, never got going, and the only ball that he took off running quickly, good direct throw, and so the first wicket goes down. DK gone is 6 for 1. So Santosh comes to the middle. They have lost an early wicket. They have lost the wicket of Dinesh Kumar. Good throw from the fielder out in the offside, Carl.
Yes, Len, a good bit of, a smart bit of cricket, picked up cleanly and threw the stumps down before Dinesh Kumar could make his ground. And to me, that was all the result of pressure, as Aryan Singh, just looking to get off strike, pushed it straight up to the man and took off immediately down the ground. And Dinesh Kumar responding to the call, which turned out not to have been the right call in the end, as the direct hit found him well short of his ground. And so wicket number 1 falls in the third over here. And so already what was a tricky chase to begin with have found Carolina Eagles perhaps a little bit behind the 8 ball, with still 105 balls remaining, but the asking rate has started to climb.
So Mohamed Asif has lengthened his run by a couple of steps and will come into bowl to the new man Santi Santosh with 1 down so far. Oh, cracking shot, beats the man at point and runs away quickly. Very fast outfield here at Purchase, and that's 4 runs.
And this outfield end just entirely too fast for any bit of misfielding. If the ball comes straight to you and you don't take pace off in some way as it goes by, that's going to be 4 runs, and that's what we see here on this occasion, as Santi just hanging the bat out and slapping it behind the point and off the mark straight away.
So Mohamed Asif, a man with some bit of international experience, 23 tests and 38 one international for Pakistan.
And
He comes in here, has been plying his trade in the U.S. for some time. Comes out of the DMV area. That's the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area.
The last time I spoke with Mohammed Asif Len, I was pointing out, in fact, he was coming off an MVP effort in the Pakistani Cricket League, that tournament that plays around the Memorial Day weekend. And I was saying to him, Mohammed, you still have it, he mentioned, like, hey, we put in a lot of work. He continues to do a lot of athletic work, keep himself fit, plays a lot of cricket, a lot of experience in those legs and in that brain, and he continues to put it to good use.
So it's in the air, doesn't get all of it, but good enough for him to get a couple of runs and away from any of the couple fielders that was going to challenge that shot. In the end, couple of runs there. So 3 overs gone, and they're batting at 12 for 1.
And what might have been a desperation heave-ho then, just getting bat on ball. A release shot, in essence. Didn't get a hold of it at all. Not timed well. And in the end, as you said, gets a couple. 12 for 1 at the end of 3.
Opponent चाहे कितना भी strong हो, speed के आगे घुटने टेक देता है. इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com.
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो.
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
And Aryan Singh Len is playing the hook shot with the ball in the keeper's glove, as the ball is well past before he looked to pull. And coming back as we see Mario Laban and Screenland coming back to Mario Laban. You made the point that he may not have, as tall as he is, he may not be able to fit into the uniform. But I think this might be the style of the modern day cricketer.
Yeah, you're right on that. We've seen some local players who have used it to great effect. Men like Dominic Ricky, Tristan Carmichael,
For sure, Len.
Akeem Dotson.
They come to the ground in Jamaica or in the Caribbean. We used to say that the player is expecting a flood, and so they come with the capri pants of sorts, capri style. Oh, that could be, in fact, it's put down.
So typically a reliable keeper. He's played at the junior level for the West Indies, but even the best at times will make some errors. Stephen Ketwaru has made an error. We'll take a look at that.
And Mario Laban still applauding the effort. He had to dive a long way across to get the glove to it, and wasn't able to hang on. And so Santi gets a life here. And in fact, Aryan Singh it is that gets a life. And so he continues on. Mario Laban would have missed an opportunity to have picked up his first wicket.
Yeah, Aryan Singh, he's struggling here a bit. He's given a chance to Stephen Ketwaru. He's used up 12 balls, Aryan Singh, and I wouldn't want to read into this too much, but would Stephen Ketwaru may have allowed him to live on? Noticing that he has used up many balls. Is that tactic still employs these days, Carl?
That's a good question, Len.
You want them to stick around, use up the balls?
You do want the batter who's not scoring to stick around for as long as they can. Use up a lot of the available deliveries. And sometimes teams actually, to your point, will keep the batter out there, trying not to get that person out. And chasing a ball that could be wide. In fact, just angling away. It's a fair delivery in the end. Now it's actually now confirmed that it is indeed a wide. And took a long time for the umpire to make the call.
So we saw 7 wides delivered by Carolina Eagles when they bowl. In the scope of things, Carl, not bad.
Not bad in the grand scheme of things. In fact, yesterday, Len, we saw a game where wides totaled in the double digits, almost 16, as this one is guided away. And this could be a boundary, a well-needed boundary for the Carolina Eagles. And it comes off the blade of Santi, so he has picked up his second boundary here, much to the appreciation of the entire Players Pavilion, whom applauded.
Yeah, wrong line from Labon going down the leg side. There's no benefit. And a good-looking shot from Santi Santosh. It's 18 for 1. They would have lost the wicket by a run-out route, that of Dinesh Kumar. And Mario Labon with some 6 runs in this over.
Oh, down the track, and this one is gone a long way into the offside. And for the first maximum here, the CBTF maximum down the track. Look at him come down. And he just hangs the bat out there, Len, threw the hands at it. And away it flew, first maximum of the Carolina Eagles innings. So the over comes to an end. 12 from it, 24 for 1.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast? भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
कितनी बार बोला है, ऐसे मत लेट किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
जाएगी and then-
हाँ.
बेबी की चिट-चैट 3 minutes में? Impossible. मगर MTR का 3-minute उपमा. Just add hot water, mix, cover और 3 minutes में ready. MTR 3-minute breakfast. India का breakfast.
Sujit Parbatani has been given the ball. And so he comes in as the first change here. And he'll bowl to Aryan Singh. Singh on 2 has faced 12 balls for those 2 runs. And so going at a very low strike rate in the context of the limited overs game and the T20 game. And the question we've been asking, Len, as the bowling unit, do you continue to just keep him out there? Let him tap it around if he has to. He's not threatening it with any boundary opportunities. And swings and misses once again. So if you're Sujit Parbatani, you have to be thinking, just keep the ball outside off stump. Just keep this man on strike if I have to. Keep using up some of the resources here that the Carolina Eagles would have available to them.
Yeah, asking over 8 and over. They're going at 5.7.
And again, while not an imposing chase, or it shouldn't be, it should be an uncomplicated chase. Effectively, the ask was run a ball. Or just above run a ball, eight and over actually at the outset, or just shy of 8 and over. And here they'll probably pick up 2 here as the throw comes in. Again, if you're the Pennsylvania Cavaliers, you'll take that. Couple of runs to Aryan Singh, so now 4 from 14, and doesn't seem to be a boundary threat. And so now he goes. And you ask the question. The Carolina Eagles have lost their second wicket here. And so Aryan Singh, having absorbed 15 deliveries, finally succumbs to a full and straight delivery from Sujit Parbatani. It's now 26 for 2.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So Ranak Sharma walks to the middle. And so he'll face Sujit Parbatani, who strikes with just the third ball in his first over. And coming left arm thrown around. And delivery punched up into the offside, can't score. And so we've seen slow bowling used to great effect on this in this particular match. And Sujit being called upon here again, and this time it's put on the ground. Ball is in the air for some time, as here we see just extending the front foot, taking a thick outside edge, and it flew. Man dove forward and not able to reel it in. I think that might have been Ahab Malik. Made a great attempt, but wasn't able to pull it in. Again, sharply taken single. In the end, it looked as if the batter was running for all he was worth and getting there just ahead of the throw, as determined by umpire side or front side. So the score pushes up by 1, and a very sharp single, but Ronak gets off the mark. So 27 for 2 as over number 5 comes to an end.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So welcome back. Matt comes into the box. 27 for 2. Varun Samaru comes into the attack. He comes out of Trinidad and Tobago. And in the early days would have seen him played along the likes of William Perkins, Adrian Ali, some of the players from Trinidad and Tobago. Matt, welcome back.
27 for 2, Carolina Eagles. We saw a quick flurry at the end of the Penn Cavaliers innings, and so far it's given them quite the momentum to come out and bowl for what they've set. see the energy in the field, although that one not the best of throws. They hustle through for a quick single. Santi Santosh has come out flying, 16 of 6 deliveries.
Yeah, we've seen Santosh very positive. We see Ranak Sharma. We would recall some of the batters who have struck this building, Matt. One of which, of course, Nathan Stewart, who was targeted the box from time to time. But I recall an innings played by Hiran Patel and Ranak Sharma. Speaking of wicket, here is one from Varun Samaru. He picks up one in this first over, and trouble here for this batting team.
Yeah, Santi Santosh departing, looking to go big. And in the end, straight through him. Not the best of shot selection, but Santosh departs for 16. 28 for 3. Carolina Eagles in all sorts of trouble as Samaru strikes.
So Vijay Mukherjee comes to the middle. And you're right on that. They're replying to 156. They still need 128. And you look at a card that is showing 28 for 3. This is not good figures that the Carolina Eagles will like. But certainly good one here for the Penn Cavaliers.
So Samaru has started well, the wicket of Santi Santosh. And a good start to his first over. Vijay Mukherjee comes to the middle and pressure on the Carolina Eagles middle order.
And Matt, how important is going to be Ranak Sharma here? We saw in phase 1, they pulled off a spirited chase against the eventual champion Florida Sharks one afternoon. Hiran Patel and Ranak Sharma. We saw brilliant batting from the two of them that time. How important Ranak Sharma will be here.
Very important for his experience, his batting skills, and his mentality. Ranak Sharma, player with very, very good awareness of any situation. And lots of knowledge in that head of Ranak Sharma. And he lets his batting do the talking as well. So very important player is Ranak Sharma, especially given he's the senior man in a somewhat inexperienced or unknown middle order in this Eagle side. So he'll have to really steer the ship here, Ranak Sharma. But the attention on Vijay Mukherjee at the moment, as he faced a dot ball there from Samaru.
Yeah, we've seen such good bowling so far. We saw a big appeal. Umpire Saeed Irfan Atullah says not out. Take a look at that as Samaru is bowling around the wicket. It might have been the angle of where he comes, might have allowed that batsman to get away with that. But we've seen good bowling from Mario Laban and Mohamed Asif at the top of the order. And we've seen the importance of spin in this contest. Continues to be that. It's 28 for 3 at the end of 3. At the end of 6, sorry. 28 for 3.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So we get the signal from umpire Iyer that the power play is done and dusted. Ranak Sharma will be on strike, top quality player. will have to pull off one of those big chase that we saw in phase 1. Very exciting game, I recall. Seemingly out of the chase at one point and still needing 10 and 11 on that occasion. And we saw explosive batting from the wicketkeeper Hiren Patel. Ronak Sharma. Sharma getting 57, 58 from just 27 balls. What a knock we saw. But he's here again. He will have to pull off one of those. Good start here from Sujit Parbatani. The spin has been good. And probably they would have learned a thing or two when Penn Cavaliers, in fact when Carolina Eagles bowl. Cheeky single. Vijay Mukherjee running as fast as he could.
Strike rotation will have to be very good between these two. And the boundaries will have to come as well because they need 9.2 and over. Only going at 4.5. Big play and a miss from Vijay Mukherjee. So good bowling continues here from Parbatani. 1 for 4 from an over and a half from him.
So still batting to come. Bopati Krishna, Ravish Kanchi. Bopati has been excellent in the field. But you're getting you get the feeling, Matt, we're seeing a passage of play in which the bowling has certainly been on top. Oh, that's a good strike. Straight down the ground. Look, that has gone straight as an arrow. And it's traveled with some bit of speed. That's 4 runs.
Stepping down the track is Mukherjee and slams that one straight. Boundary, much needed one for the Carolina Eagles. Final ball in this over from Parbatani has gone for 5. Mukherjee showing some intent. Turns this one away. Just a single. So 6 off the over. It's 34 for 3 at the end of 7.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So Varun Samaru will continue. First over would have gone for only a single, in which he picked up the wicket of Santi Santosh. I've seen Varun Samaru, Matt, over the years. Comes out of Trinidad and Tobago and would have played with the likes of Shazam Babwa. That's a name when you talk about Trinidadians in the US plying their trade. Shazam Babwa, Adrian Ali. William Porkins, this one goes down the leg side, called a wide from umpire Irfan. Dennis Rampersad, another Trinidadian base player over time. David Mohammed, Ganesh Ramsingh. So ball turned into the onside, can't score. Man well placed there in the ring, and the throw comes in. And Nado says IR, but that's a very tight one.
Yeah, we're looking for a quick single there. The bit of a misfield allowed them to get through, but not without some bit of appealing from the Penn Cavaliers.
So all the sticks falls apart, Matt. One of the things that the umpires will tell you that stumps are not supposed to be hammered into the ground that it doesn't fall at all. It has to hang a little bit loose. We've seen in international cricket the instances where the bail does not come off, and that is because if you hammer the stumps really hard into the ground, it could not it could affect the rattle that will cause a bale to fall. So that is why sometimes you see all the stumps get quickly uprooted. It was made for that.
Samaru has gone for 2. The wide in the single. Ronak Sharma on 3 off 7. Can be a bit of a slow start as Ronak Sharma, but when he gets going, he really gets going. And what is important at this stage for the Eagles is that Ronak Sharma just stays in there, manages to get the runs coming, and then we all know how he can turn it on and how far he can hit them.
So runs coming by single so far. We've seen a very good spell so far from Varun Samaru.
Ronak and Mukherjee have a lot of work to be done, and so does anybody else. Whoever's coming in next and after that will have a lot of work to do. This one swept away, but fielder is there. It'll be just 1 to Vijay.
So the run rate has really gone up to 9.4. The ask was about 8 runs and over, so it's gone up slightly, but in a game in which you can't allow it to go along. This is a big strike here from Ronak Sharma with all the ease in the world. And that's a favorite area of the batsman in this tournament.
Yeah, Ronak Sharma does need a second invitation. Any opportunity he's got to clear that straight boundary, he'll do it. And he's more than capable of doing it. And we've seen it there. Top shot from Ronak Sharma. He goes up to 10. As you mentioned, a very important player to this chase. You've got the feeling that once Ronak Sharma is there and hitting the ball sweetly, Carolina Eagles not a target out there they can't chase. And he's a smart cricketer, Ronak Sharma. You could see hitting the 6, already have 10 in the over, and just handing the strike to Mukherjee.
So the over will come to a close. And at the end of 10, at the end of 8, it's 45 for 3.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
Mukherjee is on 7. Ronak on 11.
So 45 for 3. Mohammad Asif, a man who works hard in conserving energy. He's he's making a valid point that I walked 30 yards and now being told by Danny Khan, go back in the shade. That's a good place to feel. So ball into the offside. That will finally complete over number 8. And after 8 is 45 for 3.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
ऐसे मत लेट किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
जाएगी.
रखो. हाँ.
बेबी की चिट चैट 3 minutes में Impossible. मगर MTR का 3 minute उपमा just add hot water, mix, cover और 3 minutes में ready. MTR 3 minute breakfast. इंडिया का breakfast.
So the top all-rounder has been given the ball. And this man is a quality spinner. We've seen him in phase 1. Bowled exceptionally well, right arm leg spinner. Tied up many a big batsman in that series in phase 1, Matt. And he comes in here with the bowlers who have already done some work here. It's 45 for 3 at the start of over number 9.
Yeah, so you can see the plan sticking to more spin. We saw Pabatani, we saw Samaru, and now Danish Patel. Danish Patel, a very talented all-rounder. Seems to love the USPL, judging by his performances. Didn't see him that much today with the bat in terms of runs, but still a quality bowler and still has a lot to offer with the ball in hand.
Yes, Matt, and we made the point the USPL has really given some players opportunity to really advance their cricketing skill and certainly to be noticed by men looking for cricket. Look at this. This has gone a long way. Ranak Sharma doesn't get better than that. That's a good strike for 6.
Another good shot from Ranak Sharma in the slot, and Ranak Sharma hammers it into the parking lot for 6. So, not greeting Danish Patel all that well.
And Matt, Ranak Sharma knows the dimensions of this ground. He played a full season of the phase 1. And top batsmen around the country or in the world, they adjust quickly to the dimensions of cricket field. Ranak Sharma knows every angle here. Shortish ball, that's a good delivery. A bit of evasive action from Ranak. Brings Mukherjee back onto strike. But coming back to Danish Patel, he's had a very good phase 1 series. And a man who has not only played in the USPL or will not only play in the USPL, we know he's also involved with the Yorkers in minor league cricket. This one sliding down the leg side, called a wide from umpire Iyer.
Yeah, it's one of the good things as well with the USPL. Phase 1 at least was coming the week before minor league, so players who were involved got a good chance to get themselves prepared and to showcase their talent over the weekend at USPL, and those who didn't were able to make a name for themselves. And some players, as we mentioned earlier, really impressed. Danish Patel was one of them.
Ijaz Safi was another player. We saw the likes of Prajapati, very unknown when he came into the series, and I told you yesterday when we left, this man is going to be a key man. When we follow the game, he got 100 yesterday. This one is tugged into the onside by Mukherjee and gives Ranak Sharma.
Yeah, and in phase 1, in a couple of games, it was really the Prajapati show, and given he was opening with Unmuk Chand, and we were paying attention to a lot to Prajapati, that says a lot when you're able to overshadow a batsman like Unmuk Chand with how you yourself is performing. It shows how impressive Prajapati was in phase 1.
We also saw Prabhu, another player who was, I think, gone for the Somerset Cavaliers lineup. And we've seen some really good talent, and we're speaking of talent that we never heard of. And
Hammers that one all the way for 6. Ruins a good over from Samaru at the halfway stage. It's 63 for 4.
yeah, man, we'll have to get a paint job going, and that has to be a player who that has to be someone who doesn't know what's going on in the park here at USPL. Prime spot. Might have been Sandeep. Is that Sandeep? Sandeep knows better. In terms of a fielding position, Carl, I am placed at fine leg. My car is at fine leg, or maybe wide third man, Matt. I know when Carl came into the park, Carl parked at long on yesterday, and I said, boy, my advice to you is to move your car from there.
Well, if you're looking at the parking lot right next to the Odyssey, that was it. There was a Tesla parked, and you could see the Tesla has not wasted any time. The owner of the Tesla has moved out of there immediately.
Yes. So it looks like Winston Forrester has been given the ball. And he's an off spinner, so he comes in here, Matt, 63 for 4. Still a lot of work to be done, but we've seen Ranak Sharma. Oh, it's in the air. Has not gotten enough. Mohammed Asif. Oh, settles under it. A man with 50 plus international experience at the Pakistani level. He comes in, a well-judged catch. And another wicket falls, 63 for 5.
Trouble here continuing for the Carolina Eagles. They're just not getting any sort of momentum. Rushi Amin looking to up the scoring rate in the end. skies it, and it's a simple catch in the end for Mohamed Asif. A player of his experience isn't going to drop those.
It's a very tame dismissal in the end for Amin as Anand Churi, the captain, walks to the middle. And he's walking to the 22 yards here, Matt, with 93 to win from 59. But more importantly, they've essentially lost the entire top order of their batting lineup. All except Ranak Sharma, who's playing a fighting hand so far. Whether or not he'll be able to pull this off, we'll have to wait and see. So Carl Bennett comes back into the box. Carl, we've seen a bit of a consistent procession back to the hut from the batters of the Carolina Eagles as Winston Forrest, a perfect start to his bowling spell, and would have picked up one off his first ball. Good catch from Mohamed Asif. Welcome back.
Yes, Len. Interesting position of this match, hanging in the balance. And we're just about the halfway point towards in this run chase. Straight away, Anand Churi, the captain, gets off them. In fact, Ranak Sharma picks up where he is left off, and maybe Len, he could be the fly in the ointment here, as almost carrying the fight single-handedly.
Yes, Carl, that's his fourth CBTF maximum. He's a top quality player. He will have to do the heavy lifting. 69 for 5. And he's off again to another good batting display in the USPL.
So we're just about, we have just about 58 balls remaining in the innings. Question is, with 87 runs to get, as you see on screen, 5 wickets standing here for Carolina Eagles. Will this one go all the way to the end? So will we see 58 balls bowled here before 5 wickets fall? Good question to answer. Again, going back to yesterday's events, we saw totals of 200s, 198, 190, 199, 236, 190 plus in a response. Over 800 runs scored, and today we're off to some totals that are much less. And so the question is, has anything changed out in the middle? Has the surface changed at all? That's a question to be answered. Or is the skill level different by these two teams?
So Forrester, the 6th bowler to be used here by the Pennsylvania Cavaliers. Team led by Stephen Ketwaru, the keeper.
And
all into the onside or straight down the ground, and another 6 off the bat of Ranak Sharma. He's going to be a key man here. That's his 5th 6. Take a look.
And well struck, Mohamed Asif running across, trying to keep it in play to no avail as it flies into the area beyond the trees. And so Ranak Sharma, he was given a life before he got off the mark. He was dropped at backward point, and that was a long time ago. And since then he has come back and really made his contribution count here. 5 6s in his innings. That's 30 runs off the total that he has scored have come by way of maximums, CBTF maximums.
So ball tugged into the onside. This over would have started pretty well for Winston Forrester. He picked up the wicket of Amin. But we've seen a couple of 6s off the bat of Ranak Sharma. He's all class. And all of a sudden it's 13 runs in this over. This has been a very good one here for the Carolina Eagles. But they will need many overs with a couple of boundaries to be in contention to overhaul 80 from 55 balls.
And he can't bowl length here, Len. We've seen length travel. I think bowlers either have to bowl wide off stump or bowl back of a length. And the over comes to an end with that dot delivery. And so it's 13 from the over, 76 for 5 after 11.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So 11 overs gone, 76 for 5. Mohammad Asif comes back for his second bowling spell. None for 7 and 2. Very impressive start.
And I think Steve Ketwaru has seen enough, wants to see the back of Ronak Sharma, and has gone back to his opening bowler to try to dislodge him. And so can Mohammad Asif rise to the occasion here and remove Ronak? Ronak has been a thorn in the sides of the Pennsylvania Cavaliers, has batted extremely well since offering a chance at the top of his innings.
So he starts with one outside the off stump. An overtime, Carl. In addition to Mohammad Asif, we have seen several Pakistani international players plying their trade in the US. Asad Ali is another player that sometimes plays in the DMV area. Mohammad Asif has been here for some time. Always present at many tournaments around the US. The likes of the US Open, Unity Cup. Wide is the call, the determination from umpire Irfan. And so 77.
So Asif